Okay, this video is to help everybody that's new have a real quick site navigation crash course. As you can see right there, there's the the chat box, and as usual, you have the troller Y2K who's in there. You've got Flood in there, you got King of WWE, and you've got Dylan, and you've got Doom in there. You scroll down. The first important thing you need to know is after the chat box, you will see XGW rules. In the rules, you will see match scheduling rule, the rules, common sense, policy, stuff like that. I thought the rules for RPN were in here too, but I don't think we put them in here, or we didn't find it. But anyway, after the rules, you have the XGW record books where the mouse is right now. Under that, you've got superstar profiles, the XGW championship shows, who's currently a champion, who's the current IC champion, who's the current US, the tag team champion, so on, the X Factor belt, the current women's champion, the Grand Slam champions, the retired titles, and the XGW Hall of Fame. If you scroll down, the next section is the XGW roster, where it says roster records, and over there you'll see the current roster for the game that we're using, who's available, who's not available. And after that, you'll have XGW rankings, which basically breaks down who's who and where they at, who's in the World Division, who's in the IC Division, who's in the US title division, who's in the tag team, and who's in the X Factor division. Those get changed weekly depending on the performance of said individual after each show. Here is the XGW signature and finisher modification section. If you're somebody who has a submission and no non-submission finishers, you press the request here, or if you want to change it, you have to let them know. Animals and Ice are usually in control of that. Here we have the XGW web show content, where RON and the upcoming podcast of XGW will be returning soon. After that, you have XGW Warzone section. The first section under that is where the match cards are posted every Monday or Tuesday if it's late pending. This is where you'll find the latest card. Currently, the latest card now is April 14th, 2014. Underneath Match Zone cards, the next section you'll find Monday Night Warzone role plays. This is where you'll post your promo for the current show that's up. And underneath that, you will find Monday Night Warzone, where the finished shows are posted. Under that, you have XGW pay-per-views. The pay-per-view card section will be posted here. So the pay-per-view cards itself will be posted here. It won't be posted in the same spot where the regular Warzone cards are. Also, you have the pay-per-view section for the role plays for the pay-per-views. Underneath that, you have the actual pay-per-view shows themselves. Now, during the fact that we're adding a second show called Uprising, the board will be changed, and Uprising will be before the XGW pay-per-view section. Next, we have the XGW match scheduling section. For Warzone, this is where you go to set up a match scheduling in time for your opponents to let them know when you'll be on, what days you're free to do your match. Underneath that, you have the scheduling for the pay-per-views. And the final section is Anything Goes. Anything goes. You can have all types of topics, discuss anything from wrestling to video games or what have you. The current big topic now is the fact that Undertaker lost at WrestleMania 30. The comments and concerns. This is basically letting the members who actually want to ask something in public opposed to sending admins notes and whatnot. And lastly, upcoming events. This is where the admins will post certain things that we want to do to let you, the members, know to keep up informed and updated as far as like eventually maybe in a few minutes or so I'll be posting about the second show, the rules for call, stuff like that. So we try to keep everything as organized as possible. Also, on the match cards, it's also put in known every card. The rules for the matches are underneath there, just in case people don't know. Check the bottom of every match card. More than likely, I'm probably the only one that may do it, but I think the others do as well. A quick run through of what you can and can't do in matches. Also, at the bottom is a link to the roster, so you can see who's who. Their names are, their PSNs are by their names. So I usually put that in there so people won't be lost as to who, won't be on or who will be on, so you'll know who's who. So that's always on a match card unless another admin forgets to put it up there. But for the most part, that is a quick crash course of the site. The first thing you should see, the XGW rules, is very important to know that. The record books of who's champion and where, the roster, the rankings, the web shows, the Monday Night Warzone itself, all of that, and finally all the way down to anything goes, where it's pretty much open round.